Ben's question, thanks for the question, Ben. How do you respond to people when they ask you the general question, what are your rates?
Well, my first response is, let me type this. What is your VO budget for this project? So I turn it back around because I want to find out where they're at. Because they may I've run into occasions where I know the client was willing to pay way more than I asked, but I didn't know that until after the fact.
And
And so if you can,
how many times, Bill, do they actually give you a direct answer to that question?
it's probably half and half.
Oh, it is. Okay, so it's as much as 50% of the time. I thought it might be
Yeah.
less.
No, not really. It's a lot of the time. Yeah, they will come back and say, well, we were thinking about, 250 or 300 or whatever, so it's not uncommon for them to throw a number back about half the time. The other time, what I do is I ask for specifics. This is really important. I've learned this the hard way. Ask for specifics before, if you do need to give a quote, they're not going to give you a budget. Ask for specifics like word. Actually, ask to see the script if you can. You want to see word count. You want to see terminology that you're going to be navigating, et cetera, that kind of thing. Once that's done, of course, you need to have an idea of range that you're willing to work for. And I've uploaded my rate sheet into you can access it through your Blueprint dashboard. So you can use that as a starting point. But for instance, I know for e-learning, I'm going to charge on average, $20 per finished minute. If I look at it and it's like medical terminology, I may charge 30 or $40 per finished minute. So don't you may say, well, I don't know. Well, take a guess. I mean, literally, just based on what you see my rate sheet at, or what you see other people's rate sheet at, just take a guess. And what will happen is, over time, you'll get a sense of what people are willing to pay you for these projects, and then you can adjust accordingly.
And Ben kind of broadened it out, made it more general, and he said, what are your rates, not in reference to a specific project, but just kind of in general? I would just
Well,
direct the rate sheet.
yeah, because I mean, it depends. If it's commercial, is it local? Is it regional? Is it national? What kind of platforms will it air? How long will it air? Those are just kind of things that I kind of in my head calculate into it. If it's an explainer video, how long is it? What's the audience? For instance, let's say if ExxonMobil comes to me for a 3-minute explainer video, I'm
Yeah.
going to quote them $400 or $500. And if it's a smaller, business, it might be like 200 or 300, just to give you an
So
idea.
your pricing will be dependent on the type of client that comes your way. And if it's obviously a big corporation, naturally, without asking, their budget's going to be greater than someone like me, an entrepreneur or whatever.
Yes, because they're going to get a lot more, they're going to get a bigger return on that investment than you would as a smaller business. And so it only makes sense. But I don't have some big complicated calculation. I'm spitballing this in my mind. I've got some variables I need to calculate. But based on previous experience and what I do for other people, then I'll just give them a quote that's very reasonable, within that range.